I've never found a love like this. There it is. I've never found a love like this.
Hello everybody, welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Audio problems, I've figured it out and now we're back in action. West Ham are back in action Thursday night against FcSB in a game of a dead rubber which we don't really need, but we're going to have to play it because we've got to get it done. What do I expect on Thursday night? I expect a lot of changes. I expect a lot of youth players in this team. I expect nothing more than an half-decent performance. I'm not expecting much, but what I am expecting is West Ham to basically turn up and give a good account of themselves. You know what I'm saying? And if we win, then great. If we lose, then it is what it is. I'm going to get into some players that I am curious to talk about. First player is this man, Alfonso Areola. Now, for me, I wouldn't play Areola on Thursday night. There's no need for him. There really isn't. Go and put Darren Randolph in there. The man sits on the bench quite a lot of times. He doesn't really do a lot other than sit on the bench and smile and train and all that. I would put Darren Randolph in for this game if he's eligible to do so. So, yeah, Alfonso Areola, I'd leave alone. I'd leave well alone from the starting lineup, and that is me. What we got? Let's have a look. We will go to this man. I'm going to talk about this man, Naif Aguerd. For me, this is not a game for Naif Aguerd. Even though he needs the minutes, is it worth the risk on foreign soil against a side that could be quite physical in a hostile environment for Naif Aguerd to play? For me, no. I don't think it's right. You could leave him a little while longer, let him get his recovery back and play against Blackburn at home next week. It's just not worth the risk, in my opinion. And I think this man's so close to starting for West Ham, and we're getting him ready to start in the first team. I just think this could be a major setback, playing him over in Romania for me. I'm not a fan of this one at all. Moving on, though, I'm going to move on to this man, Conor Coventry. As I said before, and I've always said this, Conor's been a player that's sort of been on the brink at West Ham, but never sort of fully made it, to say the least. Conor has had good games in this competition. He's had poor games in this competition. The first game he played was against Viborg, and I thought he was poor, really poor. And then he's come into his own against Silkeborg. I thought he was very, very good. Not amazing, unreal, but he was very good. And he needs a chance. He needs a chance to express himself and get game time. He's been at West Ham for a long, long time. And for me, he's only starting really getting the game time now in this season. Whereas seasons gone by, he should have been playing in this team well before. Do you know what I'm saying? So with Conor, I expect him to do well over Romania. He's going to be one of the main players over there. And yeah, I like him. I do like Conor. I'm going to move on to this man, which is Mikel Antonio. For me, I would even risk Mickey, because at the minute, anything happens to Scamacca, we've only got one striker. Now, I wouldn't risk him, but I think it's worth playing him for an hour. Do you know what I'm saying? I think in an hour he can come on, do the job, and West Ham will use their subs on Thursday night and use them effectively. He needs a goal. That's one thing this man does need. He needs a goal. He needs a bit of confidence. Same with Scamacca, really. Either one of them, they need a goal. West Ham needs to spark into life. I think Antonio is one of them players who does need to spark into life. Is it the game for him? Maybe. But I think the Palace game is massive for West Ham for the course of our season. I can't stress enough how important the Palace game is. But, yeah, I would give him an hour. Let's come to this man, Manuel Lanzini. Now, for me, Manny, he's been the conference player all through this group stage. And for me, that's the best you're going to get out of him is conference football. He's a good player. He is. And the decline on Lanzini has been a shame. But he took the goal last game out well with the penalty. And West Ham looked a bit up and down against Silkeborg. Wasn't convincing at all. A penalty gets us over the line. This game, I would play him. Another one who needs to play. Give him the minutes. Moving on, though, to this man. Pablo Fornals hasn't had a lot of game time recently. And I would play him in this game. I would. Yet again, the 5 subs will come into play. And I would use him. He's another one who's just fallen off the edge of a cliff at West Ham recently, and his position's been took by Flynn Downs in like the number 10 role. So yeah, I'll play 4-0 in this game. I don't see why not. As I say, an hour, we've got 5 subs. Get these players on, let them have a kick about, or bring him on for 30 minutes. Either way, I think he will enter the pitch on Thursday night. Let me come to your comments and see what you've got to say. Evening, James. Hope you're well. 2 up, 2 down hammers. Fornals is such a boring and overhyped player. I couldn't agree more with that, mate. Let's have a look. I'm going to come to my final player, and then that'll be it. Where is he? This man. Gianluca Scamacca. I am worried about Gianluca Scamacca. Do I think he'll play on Thursday night? I don't think. I think he's on the bench. Because West Ham have got injuries, and when I look at our attacking options, we haven't really got a lot. You take Conor out of this team, and really it's only Antonio and Scamacca. I don't think Bowen will travel. I really don't. But if Scamacca does play and he plays half hour or an hour or whatever, he needs a goal. He needs a goal. He needs something just to because the worry I have with him is with the Paqueta thing. When Paqueta's there, Scamacca looks very good. When Paqueta's not there, Scamacca looks pretty average, in all honesty. So it'd be nice for our boys on Thursday night to get a couple of goals, spice it up a bit, and put in a sort of performance from start to finish that is warranting a win, basically. Let me come to your comments. Have a look. He's too isolated in games. He needs to play Antonio and Scamacca together. That duo will be deadly. I don't think he'd ever do that, mate, if I'm being honest. If I'm being truthfully honest. So, yeah, I just think Moyes, he's either or for him, if I'm being truthfully honest. So, I'm going to come to my prediction. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. I think West Ham will turn it on in this game. We beat them before over here. We went 1-0 down, and then we sort of turned it on and kicked into gear. And I expect us to do the same over there. We need a good performance though. But whatever team he picks out, I need to see something from West Ham, which I've not seen this season. And that's dominate a team from start to finish. This sort of Conference League group stage has been a bit hit and miss for me. Really has. Like against Silkeborg, we won the game 1-0, but did we really make their goalkeeper work as much as he should have done? Not really. Anderlecht, same thing again. We're just getting over the line in this sort of group stage. You know what I'm saying? I know the game is a dead rubber, but it'd be nice to see some youngsters also, like some youngsters that we haven't even heard of, and just see what the future holds for West Ham, rather than hoping to see these players. But I do think some of these first teamers need to have a kick up the arse and go out and put in a decent performance. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, even if they put in a sort of 7 out of 10, that will be good enough for me. Right, I don't want to see 5s anymore on player ratings. I want to see 7s and 6s and things like that. So, for me, I just want to see a performance of note. Whatever the outcome, I'm not fussed about the outcome. It's all about the performance on Thursday night. Let's get to your comments. I think we will struggle 1-0. Possibly, but I do think West Ham need to go over there and put in a performance for the fans. The journey is going to be a long journey to Romania. And I'll be honest with you, I'm quite shocked with FcSB, if I'm being truthfully honest. I thought they would be better than what they have been. And they've been dreadful. Silkeborg put 5 past them, I think, that last time, if I remember rightly. So, yeah, for me, if we struggle over there, all depends on the team also. I need to see something though. I really do. I need to see a performance to go right. Hopefully, we get a bit of confidence that goes into the Palace game. Do you know what I'm saying? A little bit of echo. The audio's not that bad. I don't know what's going on, mate. I don't know what's going on. I've took the headphones out, so It must be something to do with the old StreamYard. It's because I'm not using headphones. That's the problem. So yeah, this will be our best chance to win a trophy. Yeah, I agree, mate. He will play a shit team. Full focus on Palace. I agree on that. Cornet back. I don't think so, mate. And do you know what? Even if he is back, I won't risk him over there on Romanian soil. Right? For me, it's all about Sunday for me, and Sunday is very much make or break for David Moyes. I think this game is irrelevant. Right? Whatever happens in this game, I don't think any West Ham fan cares. Yeah. The one thing I do care about is the performance. I need to see a performance of some note. If we go over there and just for argument's sake, we lose the game 2-0 and we play absolutely awful, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a performance like that. I want to, like, whether it's a dead rubber or not, like, winning breeds confidence, and some of these players need to have a kick up the arse and have a bit of confidence in them. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would go with Randolph in goal. He earns enough money sitting on the bench and being a second goalkeeper on the bench. There's no way I'll risk Areola in this. I really wouldn't. We all know our history with goalkeepers and how bad it has been. And we've had to put up with Roberto, and that nightmare will never end for a little while longer. But Randolph, if he's eligible to play in this competition, I'd play him. Like, he earns enough money out of West Ham by being there. He should play, in my opinion. Steve's saying 2-0 West Ham. Could be. It could be. But as I say, it's all about the performance on Thursday night. I just don't want to see any half-hearted stuff. If we don't win the game, right, I'm not fussed about that. If we lose the game and we play bad and we have a few sort of first teamers or second choice players in the lineup, then I would be concerned, because how are we ever going to get any confidence? Randolph, Johnson, Bonner. I would say Elise, but Elise is up in Sunderland, so he's gone, mate. Emerson, Coventry, Downs, Cornet, Lanzini, Antonio, Fornells. Yeah. I think Antonio needs a goal. I will say that. Antonio 100% needs a goal. I start, AG, we know what's that? We know what we're getting with Randolph, but this is a great opportunity to see what he can do. Yeah, maybe. Beautiful weather out there. Yeah, well, it's not too good here. What game are you watching tonight? I will be watching Spurs go out of the Champions League, mate. I think they're in trouble tonight, Spurs. Marseille's our place to go, so I'll be cheering on Marseille. And yeah, hopefully Dimitri Payet can send them to the Europa League. That would be a great sight to see, I must admit. Does Moyes not trust in Emerson in a back four? I think Emerson will play, obviously, at left back. So, yeah, I honestly don't know on that one, if I'm honest. I think there's a lot of issues with West Ham at the minute. Well, I don't know. I done a show last night. And I tried to get people on the show last night. I will be doing more of them shows where I would like to hear people come on, even if they don't want to come on camera. They can come on and speak and say their piece. But I do think the next sort of 2 weeks are massive in where West Ham are going. Like, this conference game is relevant, I will say that. But in the space of sort of 10 days, we've got Palace, Blackburn, and then we've got Leicester City to round it off. Now, if heaven forbid he doesn't beat Palace, and so this, for argument's sake, we draw the game, and we go into the Blackburn game and don't win that, Moyes is under it, mate. Moyes is under pressure, and I don't want Moyes out. I'm quite open on that. I don't want him out, but I don't see how this gets better at the minute. The only time I will start to turn on him is if these next 2 games I don't see a positive performance or result. Do you know what I'm saying? You can play very, very well for like sort of last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of games, but you don't win games by playing well in the 15 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And I'm fed up with West Ham to keep trying to save games rather than trying to win them, in all honesty. Which chances will you be keeping your eye out for, other than Ashby, if he plays? it'd be interesting to see what youngsters he goes with, mate. Because I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen any youngsters. The youngsters that I remember, like Baptiste would be a shout for me. I wouldn't mind seeing Baptiste if he's fit, and just people who are in the under 23s who have promise. Forson could come in. I do like him. He reminds me of a mini Kante, Forson. I think he's an excellent player. But yeah, I'd like to see like some youngsters who are going to, who could possibly break into the team. Do you know what I mean? Even Dan Chester's, if he's still here. Do you know what I mean? Like West Ham have changed up their youngsters' system all over the gaff. Do you know what I mean? Is Ashby on strike? Do you know what? It's funny you say that because I heard something pretty similar to that. If that is the case, I'm very disappointed with Ashby, right? Because I do like him as a player, and if he has gone on a strike, then that's borderline shocking. Would you even bother putting our first team players on the plane? I wouldn't personally, but I just think he's going to go over there with some players who are sort of second string. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't even surprise me. It really wouldn't if Ben Rama plays in this game. Like, it really wouldn't. Like, but with the 5 sub rule, West Ham can rotate their team. So if you say Emerson, Lanzini, Ben Johnson, Kufal, Obonna, Darren Randolph, for instance, so I think who else is there? Then after that, we can rotate the 5. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see Declan on the plane. I don't even want to see Declan in Romania. I think Declan needs to stay behind. I think Bowen needs to stay behind. I would take Scamacca and I would take Antonio. I think they both need to sort of get some confidence from somewhere because the next sort of 10 days are massive. Do you think Ekwa is the Ekwa is a good player, mate. He's a good player. Chelsea youth player and end up coming to West Ham. But the problem is we will see these players, then we won't see them again. That's the problem, and that's the frustrating thing. And I know what will happen if a lot of youngsters do go on Thursday, and say a youngster puts in a top performance, we won't see him. We won't see him because it just doesn't happen anymore at West Ham. A lot of first team players are lacking fitness or sharpness. Kafal, Dawson, Fornells, Cornet, Paqueta, Antonio. Paqueta, I won't bother. I really wouldn't. It's not worth the risk. We need him for Sunday. Dawson, you could play. But as I say, I don't want to see Aguerd really. Right, I think I'm worried about Aguerd in this game. I really am. I think the other week against Silkeborg, we could afford to play him because West Ham were going to be mainly attacking, and the defensive work that he was going to do was very, very minimal. Even though he had a good game, I don't think this in Romania is the right game for him. Do you know what I'm saying? And if he does, I'll be sitting there literally hands over my eyes for most of the game, hoping he just don't get injured. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the Romanians won't come in and just roll over for West Ham. This is a big game for them. Do you know what I mean? Having a Premier League side come to their ground is a big thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm a little bit worried about Aguerd on that one. Aguerd has to play. It's perfect for him. He's a physical. I don't know, though, Pipeness on that one. It's not so much he has to play. There's the worry. I'm more worried about the challenges and people going in on him. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm more concerned about. Moyes gives our APs a chance, not a youth. I'll refer to Fab. Yeah, it is what it is, mate. So, yeah, my final thought on this game is, even though it's a dead rubber, I need to see a performance tomorrow night. I will say that. I want everyone to put their score predictions in before I go and tell me what you think on tomorrow night's game. As I say, it's got to be performance-based at the end of the day. And West Ham haven't played well in one game this season, from what I remember, where I can go from start to finish that they've been amazing, even in the conference games. Probably the only game that I can remember of note that West Ham have played decent in is Viborg away. Other than that, I don't remember another game where West Ham have played decent. Right, Anderlecht away, we nicked it 1-0. Silkeborg away, we got lucky. We did get right. We did get incredibly lucky in that. And this game, I just think, right, it could be a draw, but I need to see a win. I predicted 1-1. Then I said 0-0 for draw, possibly. But I'd like to see some goals and a decent performance, I must say. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Please do like the video and please do subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We will be back on Thursday after the game to obviously talk about the game. I may do a player ratings, all depends on what personnel he puts out. If he puts out a load of youngsters or whatnot, I will have a discussion about it, but I won't do no player ratings. If he does put out sort of second string side of our main guys, basically, then I will be doing a player ratings. Other than that, I'll just be doing an afterthought, and that'll be it from me. And then rolling on to Sunday, where for me, Sunday's the game where we will know where we're at. I think if we lose against Palace at home, it's good night for Moyes in a lot of people's eyes, and I will be sort of enough on the brink of saying them words. If we win the game, he lives to fight another week, and then we will roll on to the Leicester game. But whatever happens on Sunday, I need to see a performance of some note to say, you know what, yeah, but my West Ham are vibing. I've just not seen it this season. And the more it carries on, the more I get concerned, because the way I look at it is with West Ham at present, we've got these games coming up, and then it's the World Cup. Then after the World Cup, we have got Europe, we've got Cup games, we've got Premier League games, and then players would have just played a World Cup and all. So West Ham's going to have to sort themselves out before the end of this sort of Premier League fixture list. But we will see what happens with Mr. Moyes and the boys. Anyway, have a good Tuesday, and I will see you again Thursday night, probably about 10:15. Afterthought, FcSB versus West Ham. Will West Ham go over there and win? I do hope so. They need a performance. Anyway, take care. All the best.
There it is. I've never found a love like this.